Things went a bit old school this week with watches returning to the pocket, though they're here to support a good cause and celebrate birthdays. Proportions remained restrained despite packing in the complications. Then monochrome backdrops made way for chromatic displays, and a bold new permanent collection of stone dials celebrate a boutique's grand opening. All of that and so much more. So sit back and relax as I break down news from just this past week in the watch industry while offering my own unique take on things, because this is time well spent. Now, before we dive into new watch releases from this past week, I want to take a quick moment to talk about Time & Tide's new Ghost Kitchen. Late this past week, they posted on Instagram instructions similar to Uber Eats step-by-step instructions detailing how you can place orders for pickup at their Soho, New York City Discovery Studio before it officially opens its doors. The post tells you exactly how to do it for yourself in that tongue-in-cheek Time & Tide way, and obviously is a way to cash in before the holidays, but at the same time is a glimpse of that slice of fun that they are going to serve up to an otherwise stuffy New York crowd. And I am genuinely excited to see what else they have cooking for us. Finally, looking at watches, though of the pocket variety, Christopher Ward teamed up with Studio Underd0g to give us the Alliance 02 Pocket Watch. Touted as a pocket watch you can wear with sneakers, it brings together classic design elements from both brands, including the multi-layer sapphire disc dial, equipped with superluminova for a stunning display by day or night courtesy of Studio Underd0g, which is then cased inside a 44mm Christopher Ward stainless steel light catcher case. The watch is then powered by the hand-wound CW001 chronometer grade 5-day power reserve movement, well decorated and fully on display. The whole thing comes strapped with a braided leather strap to keep it connected to your pocket, or perhaps worn around your neck like Richard did, but also comes with a bamboo desk stand so you can keep it as a desk ornament, as I suspect most will do. This watch is assembled in Great Britain and will donate all of its profits to the Alliance of British Watch and Clock Makers. And I love the Alliance and what it stands for. I love this pocket watch, but I just wish it wasn't limited so more people had a crack at it. Parmigiani Fleurier also celebrated with a pocket watch this week, though this one was the polar opposite of the last. Celebrating its founder's birthday with a creation every single year, PF honored his 75th with La Ravenale, a one-of-one creation combining restoration, true artistry, and exceptional watchmaking craftsmanship. The Lepine pocket watch houses a restored minute repeater caliber from the 1920s in a white gold surround inlaid with opal and jade marquetry. Its 18-karat white gold dial treated in blue is also hand-engraved, then finished with plenty of detail, complementing the handmade 18-karat white gold pocket chain. She's beauty, she's grace, it's called the dial, not a face. Raymond Weil is helping men learn how to dress with the help of Seconde. The new Toccata Heritage Seconde edition puts the collaborator's playful twist on the brand's latest dress piece by adding in reference marks as if your personal tailor. With a mixed finish dial surface and printing on its crystal, the watch instructs its wearer as to the placement of your dress shirt cuff to achieve proper etiquette when looking for your cuff's sweet spot, a business casual look, a semi-formal approach, or the full-on formal fit. Now, it is funny that they created something to teach you how to dress formally in the form of a watch that you can't actually wear to a formal event, but I actually really like this piece. I feel like every single month I'm sitting here telling you that they're celebrating their 270th anniversary with this exact release, but as it turns out, Vacheron Constantin wasn't done partying quite yet. Just this past week, 3 new Traditionalle Perpetual calendar ultra-thin models grace the headlines with elegant proportions as well as balanced design languages. At just 36.5mm in diameter and 8.43mm thick, all 3 references feel thoughtfully refined, displaying a calendar with the month at 12, date at 3, day at 9, and moon phase and age at 6, with no correction needed until the year 2100. Despite each coming equipped with a silver-tone opaline dial, it carries the hues of its case crafted in either 18-karat white gold, 18-karat 5N pink gold, or a third in white gold set with diamonds in the bezel, lugs, and crown. Powering the piece is the caliber 1120 QP running at 2.75 Hz with a 40-hour power reserve, showcasing its openwork rotor in the form of the Maltese cross. While Vacheron's other releases this year have been a bit more bold and some even deemed iterative, this one feels like a final flourish on a year when the brand took a bit of heat from the influencer community. Now, yes, the cases do look a bit ordinary. It is starting at $110,000, and they are celebrating the odd anniversary year of 270. But all of that aside, these are quite the crescendo. Houston, we have another Moonswatch. This time, the mission to Earthphase Moonshine Gold Cold Moon. And it seems that as the name gets longer, the enthusiast community's interest wanes a little bit weaker, as this one launched with little fanfare. It features a winter whiteout theme with blue details and a unique snowflake pattern etched on the moon's surface. In what might be the most confusing bit of marketing, though, is that these are available after December 4th and only when snow is falling in Switzerland, even if the store is in a different country. Cool. Tag Heuer teamed up with streetwear godfather Hiroshi Fujiwara to create the Carrera Chronograph Fragment limited edition. It takes the very popular glass box design and imposes minimalistic streetwear cues to create maybe its best looking edition yet. Limited to just 500 pieces and priced at just over $9,000, it certainly pushes the watch into another category considering its standard production models will set you back almost $2,000 less. However, it showcases what design can do, as the journalistic community seems to be overlooking that fact in favor of the genuinely good aesthetic. It's a win for streetwear, it's a win for Tag Heuer, and those are both good things in my book. Using a monochromatic backdrop to set the stage for an open-work chromatic display, Zenith radiated 2 Defy Extreme Chroma editions. This high-frequency wrist monster utilizes hybrid ceramic and titanium construction to house the advanced, rapidly beating El Primero 9004 movement within, featuring sharp angles layered with different materials. The first matches the rubber strap to the ceramic, stacking brushed titanium between for dual-tone finishing, before making your way to the open work showpiece dial. The other features a more monochromatic approach with blacked out titanium and ceramic, lending to a darker aesthetic to the chromatic visuals. Color is on full display, transitioning between indices, applied to the hands, and even making its way to the movement components visible through the dial and display caseback. Not just a visual showpiece, the El Primero 9004 operates with a twin escapement configuration, one at 5 Hz for timekeeping, while the other beats at 50 Hz for the chronograph, allowing for the absurd measurement of 1/100th of a second. They are limited to just 100 pieces each and priced at $20,600, and while they might not be an everyday choice for most people, they somehow find a way to personify the movement within in a way that other Zenith models just don't, and draw people's attention to the brand. Breguet dialed things up with the new Experementale 1. It is a new 10 Hz magnetic, constant force natural escapement tourbillon housed in a very modern display. This new magnetic escapement uses 2 titanium wheels with 2 inserted magnetic tracks with a ramp design for increased and decreased magnetism, which enables frictionless escapement. Though a very difficult mechanism to explain, it is impressive to look at, and equally so to see Breguet come roaring back to life these past few months with new releases. Another of which leans more into traditional Breguet visuals with the Breguet Classiques Repetition Minutes 7365. A minute repeater housed in a special gold alloy, the watch houses the new caliber 1896 crafted entirely from Breguet gold, and now features enhanced stability and resistance to shock with 75 hours of power reserve. It also makes possible the slimming down of its proportions to a more manageable 39mm in diameter by 10.8mm thick, replacing its larger Classique 7637 sibling. And I'm telling you, Swatch Group is having an impressive year from top to bottom, with heavy hitters coming from every single brand, and pretty soon even the "I only want to talk about Rolex" crowd is going to start to take notice. Building on the success of its Stone Dial collection last year, Baltic introduced new Prismic versions, though this time they are part of the permanent collection. While the original trio celebrated its 3 showrooms located in Paris, London, and New York, this latest quartet marks the occasion of Baltic's first standalone showroom. These feature grade 5 titanium cases with restrained proportions just as before, however the stones have been changed for options not as commonly seen. Baltic has instead swapped the typical for Pietersite, Pink Albite, Bloodstone, and Dumeteorite stones, giving them a more unique visual set against the mass of accumulating trend followers. Powering the dress pieces is the Le Jouperet manually wound caliber D100 with a 50-hour power reserve, fully on display through the sapphire caseback. They come equipped with either a fitted mesh bracelet or a curved leather strap, and although I have said repeatedly that I do not care for that stone dial trend, it is nice to see a brand trying out new options rather than beating the same old malachite drum. They did not take her advice shithead and woke up, as Awake teamed up with Kill Bill to create this bloody tribute to Tarantino. With only 88 pieces made, this limited edition is boldly based off of Kill Bill Volume 1 in a similar vein to the Awake previously made for Jurassic Park. This time though, the Sun My platform holds a vibrant yellow to black dial, color splattered with red for rage and vengeance, and then marked with crossing katanas. And while I'm not personally a fan of the film, this is a really cool tribute to it and a great way to call attention to a brand offering true craftsmanship at a value-driven price. JLC sought neo-vintage inspiration for their new Master Control Classic, earning its caseback medallion through the 1,000-hour control test. Along with the name Master Control, the watch carries the in-house caliber 899, achieving 70 hours of power reserve. Its simple yet elegant visuals are matched by the restrained dimensions, coming in at 36mm in diameter by just 8.15mm thick, while still offering an everyday rating of 50 meters of water resistance. It is not a flashy design, it's a bit heavy on the price tag, and a watch that many people wouldn't even notice in the window next to other references from the brand. But to me, it feels like a renowned concert pianist sitting down in a coffee shop to play one single song. You know they have a whole lot more to give, but in that moment, it was just perfect. Founder and creative director of menswear retailer The Armory, Mark Cho and Elliot Hammer have teamed up to create a watch brand, Temporal Works. Their debut Series A features 3 different dial designs, taking cues from the pair's approach to design philosophy in general to emphasize clarity, wearability, and timeless style. Initially, the pieces are offered in a sector dial with mixed finishing in either blue or black, or you can forgo the sector aesthetic and select the Fortune watch in red. The 37mm case, finished in a mixture of brushing and Zaratsu polishing, creates what they call a single coherent form with a more crisp visual geometry and subtle curves. Keeping time at the center are Temporal Works nib hands, a sharply faceted set styled after fountain pen tips, though seem to cut the contrast against their backdrop like a letter opener. Powering the Series A is the manually wound Swiss-made Sellita SW210-1 with an adequate power reserve of 42 hours. Each watch can be opted on a John Russo strap or a steel mesh bracelet, though throughout December, both will be included at no additional cost. And it's about time that Mark stepped into the watch game full-time after working on quite a few collaborative models, and I think that these do a great job of being true to his personal brand and staying within his orbit at a relatively attainable $2,500 price point. And I will of course have links to everything that we just talked about in that description down below, so if you want a deeper dive on any of those topics, please head on down there. Tune in next week as we have quite a few fun things coming up, including some industry events that I'm going to be sharing with you and a entry-level watch review that I think really punches high above its weight class. It offers a whole lot more than the price tag might suggest, and it's actually been hiding inside of this frame the entire time. That'll be launching on Friday, so tune in for that. But of course, if you do want to keep up with any of that in real time, please find me on Instagram, as I do try to post a lot of this stuff in real time and would love to connect with all of you on there. But with all of that being said, I know that your time is very valuable, and I really do appreciate you spending some of it with me here. I will be back very soon with another video, and next week with another collection of stories, but until then, thank you for being here.